Hello my dear students, welcome to Vignyan's Foundation for Science, Technology and Research deemed to be University. I, Dr. M.V.K. Srivani, Associate Professor from the Department of Sciences and Humanities, present here to discuss the remaining topics of Unit 4. Now, I am going to discuss environmental legislation. Let me tell you what is meant by legislation. You can see here legislation. It means rule, or we can say act of law. Mainly to protect environment and to preserve environmental quality and quantity, many of the acts were enacted or established by the Government of India. Because there are so many problems on earth affecting environment like anything. Pollution, global warming, deforestation, etc. Like that there are so many problems putting pressure. In order to eradicate these problems or to curb the problems, there were many rules or guidelines framed by the Government of India. In order to attain sustainable development, many acts were enacted or established. That I am going to discuss in this legislation topic. You can see the definition here. As I told you, it is the plan of action adopted by Government of India and tries to enact or establish all the laws of environment in a justifiable manner. That is the definition of environmental legislation. Right? Now coming to the objectives and outcomes of this topic. The main objectives to protect and preserve environment and to promote environmental sustainability. I told you there is no sustainable development on earth. If you want to attain sustainable development, all the problems should be controlled up to maximum extent. What is the outcome of this topic? The students get awareness on constitutional provisions for the protection of environment, and they also get knowledge about the importance of public participation for sustainability. It is very much important, the public participation, because if you cannot participate in the problem to control, nothing can be done. We cannot reach sustainability. So, we have to give more preference to public participation. That is the outcome of this topic. See, Indian environmental legislation. I told you legislation means rule or laws. See, for all these they enacted laws. Okay, so the first one, that is water pollution. Second, air pollution. Environmental protection. Hazardous substances which causes harm. Such type of substances are hazardous substances. Now, noise pollution, ozone layer depletion, eco mark. What do you mean by this eco mark? It is certified mark, eco-friendly certified mark, or it is a certification given by Bureau of Indian Standards. It helps to create awareness to the people. It is nothing but standards. Whatever the product we are using, that is standard products. We are ensuring the product is standard. For that we announced one mark, one certified mark. Ourself means Bureau of India. Okay, so they have announced one mark, that is eco mark for standards. Understood? Its main objective is to reduce the environmental impact. Is it clear? So I repeat now, see, eco mark means eco-friendly certified mark. This is eco-friendly certified mark issued by Bureau of Indian Standards. This mark will ensure that the product is qualified, that what product we are using, it is not creating any harm to the nature. It won't create. Okay, so that's why eco mark means eco-friendly certification. Okay. See, for all these problems, the acts were enacted. For example, Water Pollution Prevention and Control Act, Air Pollution Prevention and Control Act, Environmental Protection Act, Hazardous Substances. For this also act is there, but it is not there in your syllabus. Okay, Noise Pollution Act, Ozone Layer Depletion, eco mark. What are the acts that are included in your syllabus? I will discuss one by one. Please listen carefully. The first one, Air Pollution Prevention and Control Act. The second one, Water Pollution Prevention and Control Act. You can see the third one, Environmental Protection Act, Wildlife Protection Act, Forest Conservation Act. These are the following acts are there in your syllabus. How you will discuss this act? Please remember, first you will read the year. In which year it was enacted? First year. Later you write objectives of this act. Next, functions of this act. Okay, the first year, in which year it was enacted. Next, let me turn. Next, what are the objectives? You write 2 or 3 objectives of each act. Next, functions. 4 functions. It is very easy, but it is important. Okay, now you can see the first one. I will tell you the years. All of you note down please. Air Pollution Prevention and Control Act enacted in the year 1981. Water Pollution Prevention and Control Act enacted in the year 1974. Environmental Protection Act 1986, Wildlife Protection Act 1972, Forest Conservation Act 1980. You remember these years. They will ask you for 1 mark question. Okay, Air Pollution Prevention and Control Act was enacted in the year dash 1981, like that. See the first one, that is Air Pollution Prevention and Control Act. You can write the year first. Later what I told you have to discuss objectives. After objectives you have to discuss functions of this particular act. Now you can see all of you objectives of this act. First one, prevent, control and abatement of pollution completely. The name itself indicates Air Pollution Prevention and Control Act means we have to prevent the pollution, air pollution. That is the first objective. Second objective, maintaining the quality of the air. Air is polluted, so you maintain some standards, maintain some quality. We cannot make it zero pollution. There is no zero pollution on earth, but at least follow some guidelines or maintain some standards to control pollution up to maximum extent. Third one, establishment of boards for the prevention and control of air pollution. Boards means CPCB. Please write down Central Pollution Control Board. Next, SPCB means you write down State Pollution Control Board. See, you can write, I am writing here Central Pollution Control Board. Here you just write down state. Right? Now see. Coming to the functions of this act, first one, lay down standards for the quality of air. I told you there are some permissible limits or standards are there, mainly for air quality. Next one, to inspect at all the reasonable time any control equipment, industrial plant. Okay, so inspection should be done. What devices they are following to control the pollution and about the control equipments at any time. This work can be done by the members, pollution control board members. They will do inspection at any time to check out the pollutants, how they are releasing and all, whether they are following the guidelines or not. To collect and disseminate means spread. To collect and disseminate information relating to air pollution. So, the problem becomes public. We get awareness. We take some measures to control. Okay, so that's why first one, to collect and disseminate the information relating to air pollution. Prohibit or ban use of any fuel likely to cause air pollution in the air pollution control area. So these are all the guidelines mainly to curb pollution. Imprisonment, that means those who won't follow the guidelines in this act. What is the penalty here? Imprisonment. Imprisonment means less than 1 year and 6 months, or it may extend to 6 years imprisonment with even fine if you won't take action to curb the pollution, especially for industries and factories. Right? This is about Air Pollution Prevention and Control Act. Year 1981, objectives and functions. Clear? Now coming to the other one, that is Water Pollution Prevention and Control Act, which was enacted in the year 1974. The name itself indicates mainly to control water pollution. Now you can see this was implemented in response to critical problems on quality and quantity of waters. What are the objectives of this act? Monitoring or restoring the wholesomeness of water. We have to monitor the water quality. That is very important always. Prevention, control and abatement of pollution, especially water pollution. Establishment of boards for prevention and control of water pollution. same like air pollution. Like that only here Central Pollution Control Board is there. Next State Pollution Control Board is there. They will take the responsibilities to control the pollutions. Right? Now you can see the functions of this act. Establishment of labs for analysis of industrial effluents. This is very important. We have to check out the pollutants, the toxic substances which are present in it. For that lab is required. We have to analyze the pollutants. Encourage the study and research on industrial effluents. Because these industrial effluents added to the water and causes pollution, we have to do research and provide some measures or techniques to control the water pollution. Right? Monitor the release of effluents from the industries. We have to do treatment or use some methods to completely curb the pollutants. Set standards for the waste streams and water. I told you there are some permissible limit or standards are there that should be followed. The imprisonment less than 1 year and 6 months, it may extend to 6 years with a fine if you won't take action within time. The objectives and functions are almost same for Air Pollution Prevention and Control Act and Water Pollution Prevention and Control Act. Right? Now coming to Forest Conservation Act. It was enacted in the year 1980. This act was enacted with a view to conserve forest and to check indiscriminate diversion of forest land to non-forest purposes. We are converting forest into non-forest. That means there are many activities like construction of dam, bridge, okay, which are causing problems to this forest. Okay, so to control them, the Forest Conservation Act was enacted. I repeat, this is Forest Conservation Act enacted in the year 1980. This act was enacted with a view to conserve forest. Main objective is to conserve forest and also to check indiscriminate diversion of forest land to non-forest purposes. We are causing problem to forest land. We are constructing and doing some other activities in the forest land, that is destroying the habitat of the forest. To control all these activities, Forest Conservation Act was enacted. Okay? Now coming to the objectives of Forest Conservation Act. The first one, see you can see here, protection and conservation of forests to ensure judicious use of forest products. We are consuming the forest products. That means we are utilizing the plants and animal species like anything without any conservation, which is causing problem. So we have to use in a sustainable manner, in a appropriate manner or judicious manner. That is the objective of this act. Next, coming to the functions of this act. Ban on hunting, or you can say prohibition of hunting, shooting, fishing, poisoning of water in protected areas. Any illegal non-forest activity within a forest area can be immediately stopped. Otherwise, it is a crime. Any illegal activity in the forest area should be completely stopped according to this act. removal of stones and other wastes from the river beds located within the forest area. I can add some points here. According to 1980 Act, all activities are completely banned. You are not having any right to cut the trees. You are not having right to do anything in the forest area. That is according to 1980. But later, to improve the quality of the people, the government, they made some amendments. Changes, amendment means. In the year 1988, according to this act, if you take permission from the central government, we can do construction activities, deforestation, because we cannot ban deforestation and some other activities. They are very much required. Keeping in view all these things, they made some changes. They made some changes in the year 1988. Amendments are made. Okay, you can add that point. So, if anybody won't follow the guidelines, if they violate these guidelines or rules in Forest Conservation Act, then what happens? Punishable with some imprisonment for a period which may extend to 15 days only. Okay, depending upon the problem, depending upon the mistake. So, first, what is the imprisonment here? 15 days. Okay, so based on the mistake, they will extend the time. Now, the other one all of you see, that is Wildlife Protection Act. The name itself indicates to protect wildlife. Especially we concentrate on wild animals here. Okay, so it was enacted in the year 1972. This act was mainly to prohibit hunting of animals, birds, reptiles, insects, etc. See, we hunt the animals for pleasure or for selfish gains. That is completely prohibited according to this act. In order to protect these wild animals only, this act was adopted by all the states in India except Jammu and Kashmir. They have their own act. Clear? Now coming to the objectives of this act. First one, to maintain essential ecological processes and life supporting systems. We have to protect them. We have to maintain ecosystems or ecological processes and whatever the life supporting systems. Next, to preserve biodiversity. What is meant by biodiversity? Biodiversity, what I told you, variety of life on earth. If you destroy the forest, that is the habitat for number of wild animals. Their habitat is destructed. So, what is the objective here? We have to preserve biodiversity. Okay? And also to ensure continuous protection and conservation of wildlife. We are giving assurance that continuous protection of wild animals. So, these are the objectives of Wildlife Protection Act. Coming to the functions of this act, prohibition of hunting wild animals. It is a very big crime. All illegal activities are completely prohibited according to this act. No person should cook or serve meat. You are not having any right to kill, to hurt, to cook wild animal. Evaluation, assessment and other functioning of zoos, zoological garden. You can write evaluation, assessment and functioning of zoological garden. Because zoological garden, it is nothing but it is an ex situ conservation. We are creating artificial environment for the organisms, animals which we brought from other states or countries and we grow them. Okay, that should be evaluated and we have to do assessment to function the zoo in a proper way. You can see the imprisonment here, 3 years imprisonment if you won't follow these guidelines, if you violate this law. Okay, 3 years imprisonment and it may extend to 7 years with 8,000 rupees fine. 8,000 rupees, they will give some time. After this time, if you won't realize, you won't take any action, then what they will do? Daily they will increase, per day this much amount they will increase. For almost all the acts they will do the same. Right? Now coming to the last one, that is Environmental Protection Act. What is the year? It was enacted in the year 1986. Now write the objectives of this act. You see here, in response to 1972 National Conference on the Human Environment at Stockholm, India enacted the Environmental Protection Act. Because they discussed many things about the environment, how the environment is affected, what are the problems. That's why in response to this conference, our India enacted or established Environmental Protection Act in the year 1986. Objectives of this act: protection and improvement of Indian environment. Because our environment is facing number of problems. So the main objective is to protect the environment. Prevention of hazards to all creatures and properties. Okay, whatever creatures are there, everything we have to prevent. Hazards means which causes harm. Next one, maintenance of harmonious means pleasant relationship between human and their environment. If you put environment properly, our health becomes perfect. There is a lot of relationship between environment and human health. Okay, so that's why maintenance of good relationship between human and environment, that is objective. What are the functions of this act? First one, segregation of industrial areas from non-industrial areas. Second, this is important, you can see, to lay down standards for the quality of environment in various aspects of emissions and effluents. See, we release pollutants into the environment, air, water or land. Environment means air, water and land, everything will come. There are some standards for that pollutants. Okay. Sponsor investigations and research in environmental pollution problems. I told you, if you do research, okay, definitely we do, by using some technology, we use some devices to control the pollution. We use some technology to discover some new things, okay, to protect our environment. That's why sponsor investigation and research in environmental pollution problems. To inspect any plant, that means industry, premises, mineral and manufacturing processes. That means these are responsible for releasing the pollutants into the atmosphere or water or land, whatever it may be. Okay, so inspection will be done. There are so many guidelines like this. Okay, and collecting information about the pollution and spread this information. Creating awareness to the public about the problem and also you can add many points to lay down standards for prevention of accidents. You know, accidents like industrial accidents, they also causes huge threat to the environment. Okay, so like that, to protect environment quality and quantity, there are so many guidelines. To lay down standards for prevention of accidents, to lay down procedures and safeguards for handling of hazardous substances. Definitely, if industry is there, factory is there, we handle harmful substances. Okay, so for that there are some standards. You follow some standards. Pollution body, that means Central Pollution Control Board. The committee members will come to industry or factory at any time. They will check, they will collect the solid, liquid or any particle. They will do analysis and they will find out if there are any problems, whether they are following the standards or not. All these responsibilities can be done by the Pollution Control Board. If you won't follow the guidelines of this act, what are the problems? What is the penalty here? Imprisonment or 1 lakh rupee. 5 years imprisonment or 1 lakh rupee. Okay, that is a penalty if you violate this Environmental Protection Act. Clear? Save Earth, protect environment. You can see this. These are some of the references which I have taken from the website. Thank you. In this video, I covered environmental legislation. What is environmental legislation? What are the acts in your syllabus? Air Pollution Prevention and Control Act, Water Pollution Prevention and Control Act, Environmental Protection Act, Wildlife Protection Act, Forest Conservation Act. For every act, you have to write year, objectives and functions of this act. Thank you one and all.